Hey, I'm Butterfly.
Hey, I'm Firefly.
Have you ever wondered if we aren't being told the truth about everything?
What have we been lied to about? Join us as we have conversations and ask questions about everything. We invite you to keep an open mind and consider the unfathomable.
Let's break the chains that enslave our minds. Come on, let's go down the rabbit hole.
What's up, Butterfly?
Hey, Firefly, what's going on?
You ready to fly to the moon?
I'm ready. This episode is going to be out of this world.
You're such a lunatic. You're a lunatic. Why are you a lunatic? Because you don't believe that Artemis is going to take us to the moon.
I know.
You're such a lunatic.
I know.
Thinking that.
So they're trying to get everybody all like hyped up and whipped into this frenzy about going to the moon and
Well,
outer space.
we have smart people like Elon now.
Yeah.
So, because we lost the data. Remember?
Yeah. Okay. So just that little bit of information right there should make everybody pause.
Yeah.
And ask questions. How in the world? How in the non world?
How on the flat Earth or
Flat Earth? Could anybody actually like think that we went to the moon in 1969, but
72?
well, I think those were the Russians.
Those are the Russians, but as
then
humans.
somehow, like after all this time, we cannot figure out how to get back there.
You know what's crazy is it wasn't that we were just disorganized here. Russians disorganized too.
Yeah, and I thought about that. Like it's kind of interesting that they had their own space program also,
Yeah.
and they were doing the same stuff. Like, I think that our audience should go back and listen to our original moon landing episode to get our takes on that.
It was NASA.
Yeah, NASA. We think that we never went to the moon and that the whole thing was filmed in some
Weren't you saying
stage,
weren't you saying that
out in the desert somewhere?
weren't you saying that they don't say photos? They don't say the
Right.
word photos.
They say pictures or images.
And then wasn't Pixar and like DreamWorks or something like that like part of the program?
Well, it's interesting that NASA has all these animators and
They're
illustrators
animators.
working
Yes.
there who were like animators that worked for Disney and like Pixar and stuff, and now they're working at NASA
So
doing the
why?
illustrations. And I was listening to one interview, and this one guy was like, I take the scientific information that they give me and I just sort of, imagine what it would look like. So he's just coming up with this stuff like out of his imagination.
So wait, let's take that. Okay, let's take what you just said because this is my take on what's going on. So what they're telling us is that we had a space program and we went to the moon and we sent men to the moon.
It like over 50 years ago.
And that was over 50 years ago, but we lost the data.
Yes.
We don't know what we did. I think it's kind of like when I used to lose my keys when I was a little kid. They were under my bed somewhere.
Yeah, you have no idea where it is.
It's like a building worth of data.
Yeah.
Huge amounts of data, part of a whole space program. We lost it. We don't know what happened.
And nobody that worked on that has any memory of how to like put it back together.
No. And if Buzz Aldrin goes on David Letterman, they go, "Excuse me, cut the commercial." What he starts saying, I think.
It's a lot.
So now, okay, so we're supposed to swallow that,
right?
But now there's Artemis, which is named after the Greek goddess of like I'm a hunter and I'm a mom.
Yeah, so, and chastity.
I'm chaste. I'm chaste. So So Artemis program. This is what's going on. They're telling us, no. We're gonna go back. We're going back to the moon.
To the moon. We have a plan.
And that what we're going to do is so over the next 4 years, we're going to do some send people up and just kind of orbit around the moon.
Yeah.
But 2028, we're going to land on the moon, and that's we're going to begin base construction.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a moon base.
And we're going to have cars that probably Elon Musk is going to provide. So
there'll be Teslas.
Like Teslas.
There'll be moon Teslas.
Yeah.
There'll be lunar Teslas.
Driving around.
So what I'm thinking, I'm a bad person.
Hmm.
Anthony Fauci said, if you let people like me talk, you can kiss civilization bye bye. So,
We're about ready.
like Trump said, civilization's gonna die tonight. Well, that's because I'm spewing conspiracy theories. So, anyways, here's my conspiracy theory. What if everyone's gonna disassociate?
That's what I think
They're
too.
gonna so if you like if it's so now it's 2033. We're
Hmm.
fast forwarding a few years.
Hmm.
And in 2033, you can go online and you go, "Oh my God, let's
For
for our
our next
vacation,
vacation,
we've been to Disney World.
we
Let's go to
we've
Lunar
been to
World.
Hawaii.
We've been to Hawaii. Let's go to Lunar World.
Yeah,
Let's go to the moon as
let's
a family.
go to the moon. It'll be so educational for the children.
It'd be great, and we can even bring the dog." Ah,
Doggy spacesuit.
they have that. So, anyways, because I totally could, because what I think is going to happen is you travel to Simi Valley
Hmm. Or the
and
Mojave Desert.
the Mojave Desert, and they act like, well, this is where the rocket takes place from. No, 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 no. This is where you get injected with LSD and mescaline.
Yeah,
The whole family,
yeah.
even the dog. The dog gets mescaline too. And then everybody disassociates and does Star Tours.
Yes,
And everyone in Star Tours is revealing the method.
totally. So, Star Tours, for anyone listening who doesn't know about that, Star Tours is a ride at Disneyland and it's very realistic. I used to love this ride. You basically go into it's like a room, but they make the whole waiting process could take like 2 hours in this
Yeah,
line. But during this whole wait, they have all the whole thing set
it's
up
cool.
like you're at a space
You
station.
see the droids
Yeah,
talking to each
you see
other.
the robots and the droids and everything. So then when you finally get into like the spaceship, it's the doors open like almost like elevator doors and you walk in and you take a seat
Yeah,
and it's like you're sitting in a spaceship, but basically you're sitting in a room and they play this
there's a big screen.
there's a big screen and so it's basically they're just playing a movie and your seat moves a little bit, but it's so realistic looking and feeling that you feel like you're actually flying like through space,
Totally.
and you could actually kind of get like kind of seasick on this ride, motion sickness,
And then what I've heard is when you get done, you're in a different part of the park, so you feel like you moved.
well, the exit door puts you out onto a different side,
So
so
you're
yeah.
like, "Whoa, trip out."
Yeah.
So you have this disassociated feeling that you actually did a journey.
Yes, but you never like really went more than 3 or 4 inches in
And
your
I think
seat.
that could be
I
Artemis.
think that could very well be. And I think, okay, so that was an epiphany. And I think the other part of this epiphany of I'm going to share your epiphany
Yeah.
because I kind of had the same one. Um, this could be a huge money scheme. You know how they have
Yes.
like big museum and NASA's already money
And
laundering.
we've talked about how NASA is probably a large money laundering operation
Yeah,
to the
because
tune of billions a year.
what are they really doing there that we need, that the American people need, you know?
Well, they're not going to space.
No. So what if they have a plan. They said in November of 22 they were going to launch the first Artemis, right? Then they said the second one was the one that they just launched.
A week ago.
Yeah, April of 2026. Then they have a plan for the third one, and that one is going to be Earth docking, which I'm not sure what that means.
Okay.
And then the fourth and fifth ones will come after that, and those will be lunar landing. And then they're going to start construction on the moon. So I think what the plan is to have this big tourism in quotes
Yes.
to the moon, and they could get a lot of money from people to take vacations
Oh
to
my
the moon.
God. Think about how much they could charge for
This
that.
could be huge. And
15 grand for a family,
yeah,
30 grand for a
and
family.
all they have to do is put you in a little capsule like Star Tours
Oh my
and
God.
shake you up and move your chair around a little bit for several hours, give you some LSD or whatever it is, and then spit you out into Simi Valley or the Mojave Desert, and
Oh
boom,
my God. And
you're
I just
on
thought
the
of something.
moon.
I just thought of something. What if it works in conjunction with Project Bluebeam?
Oh yeah.
And so
And they've got
Project
the aliens
so
floating around.
now aliens are floating around. And so now it's not vacation up to the moon, it's
Escape to the moon.
escape to the moon.
Escape to the moon.
That's what it is.
That, you know what? I just had an epiphany.
Epiphany, epiphany, epiphany.
I bet you, mark my words, this is going down recorded today. I bet you there's going to be a movie that comes out that's going to have that theme.
Escape to the
Escape
moon.
to the moon.
Because
I would bet money on this.
because that's how you totally corral people.
Mhm.
Because what we've talked about is Americans, pretty much globally humans, are terrified by the media. The
Mhm.
media can terrify you. So these
Yeah.
people,
If they've got people still wearing masks
dude,
for this like disease that didn't exist 5 years ago.
people have been rendered into this state that we've talked about with chemtrails and probably Starbucks, Big Shawarma,
Yeah, we have previous episodes on all of those too.
McDonald's. So now they're completely toxified and
And
they're
somatized.
they're somatized, but then also they're traumatized.
Yeah.
So now they're like, remember I talked about the meatballs? You
Yeah.
prepare them, you get the meat, you make the meatball, you add the spices, you prepare it, then you put it in the oven.
Right.
They're prepared to be put in the oven.
Exactly.
That oven is going to be Project Bluebeam.
Right.
And so what they're going to do is they're going to come out with a false flag that's going to be an alien attack.
Right.
These people are going to be terrified, and then the narrative is going to be you have to escape to the lunar base. What?
Oh my gosh, epiphany. So I think they're going to start working on this whole concept of we're going to be constructing on the moon, and there's going to be all this stuff, and soon there will be vacation sites on the moon.
Yeah.
I think they're going to sell that, but then Project Bluebeam's going to come out, and it's going to traumatize and terrify everybody, and then it's going to turn into, from vacation to the moon, it's going to turn into escape to the moon.
Escape to the moon.
So they'll be like, it's okay because we already have everything ready. We've been building resorts and all this stuff. So it's safe. We can escape to the moon.
And that's conceivable because remember we talked about how they sprayed acid on San Francisco for 5 years?
Hmm.
That was back in the early 60s. So,
And I think they're still spraying it on us
totally.
in smaller doses.
So what I'm thinking is they've really studied this.
Yeah.
And they know that they can get people into a completely hallucinatory um, state where they're disassociating.
Right.
And then once they have that state, then you can start to you can start to introduce the idea that aliens are attacking and get them terrified and get them to all go to some rendezvous point.
Right.
In that rendezvous point, they think they're going to be escaping to the lunar base for safety from ET,
Right.
but they're probably just going to get like exterminated.
So do you think that this is going to be marketed only to the very rich, and so those ones are going to get
No.
exterminated, or are they going to make it like everybody can do this?
I think this might be part of the next phase of Operation Cull the Useless Eaters.
Right. So how are they gonna come up with this idea that, you're a useless eater and you can barely afford your rent, but you can afford a trip to the moon?
They're going to
Maybe they'll
come
have
by and they're going to
lotteries or
say,
something.
remember, well, I think what they're going to try to do, remember during Cooties, they were going to be like, no, 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 we're just going to have military personnel come to your house and forcibly inject you.
Yeah. Gonna force you to move to the moon.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
So what they'll do is they'll try to push, like if they get the tyranny gets in place strong enough, they'll just come start rounding people up and telling them they have to go.
It'll be the trains.
It'll be the trains. And
They'll
it'll be like,
round everybody up.
and they'll tell you
They'll be on spaceships.
exactly. And then they're going to take them out to the Mojave Desert.
Uh,
And then the Mojave Desert's going to have some big disassociation plant out there. So the first thing I think they'll probably do is inject some big shawarma in you.
yeah, for sure.
So right when you arrive.
They'll say that you have to have some vaccines because, there could be some weird like cooties out on the moon and you
Mhm.
don't want to get sick. And so you better take your new vaccine that'll protect you from the,
Oh my God.
you
And what
know.
about someone like me who's vaccine hesitant? And I go, I'm not taking my vaccine. And then they have like a full on animator. The animator comes and does like a movie, and it shows all of the walkers, like the Maxine hesitant people getting killed.
Oh, yeah. They're dropping dead like flies,
Yeah,
like in
like
ditches and stuff
ET
on the
comes and
moon.
just beats my ass
Yeah.
and just kills me,
And
but
you're covered with all kinds of weird warts and
yeah,
stuff
yeah, yeah.
from the aliens.
But actually, they just injected some crap in me that made me just like start breaking out. But they go, look at what ET did to this dude.
Yeah, you better take your vaccine.
You better take your Maxine. And your Maxine is going to make you completely disassociate.
Yeah,
So, and then think about the money.
totally.
So because the business model is fleece and then slaughter.
Right.
So they're going to charge people a bunch of money to go on these Artemis tours.
Yeah. Well,
Tours.
speaking of money, what is the whole point of NASA anyway? Like we literally like billions of dollars go into NASA every year, and people are like, "Oh, it's important to explore space and stuff," but is it really? I mean, couldn't that money be better used here for like
Oh my God.
look at all the homeless people we have and like
Totally.
veterans who are not being taken care of
Third
and
world barbarians that
even the
need to
third world
be
barbarian.
departed,
Yeah,
deported,
yeah,
departed and deported.
yes. So, spending billions of dollars on trying to like go back to some place that we went over 50 years ago that we, after all these years, I guess a lot of those billions of dollars have gone into the research on how to figure out how to go back there. um,
Is that America first?
yeah, yeah, it doesn't seem that way. It seems like outer space first, if there is such a thing.
Well, we
Why
got
would you
billions.
do that?
We got billions to spend in Ukraine. We got billions to spend in Iran.
Yeah.
We got billions to spend in Israel.
And we're spending billions in outer space.
Now Artemis probably I'd like to see the price tag on Artemis.
Yeah, billions. And then
And
that's just
it's just Mojave Desert.
right. And that's just one thing. I mean, there's been billions of dollars over the years going into NASA. And what is it doing for us?
Nothing.
Kids could be there should be, private school free for all children.
And then wasn't
And
there some weird 33? The number 33 kept popping up.
well, what's weird is all of the astronauts happen to be Freemasons.
They just happen to be
Yeah,
Freemasons.
and
Nothing to see here.
no, and 33 is like their secret code number
That's the 33 is the highest degree.
of Freemason. That when you get to that level, you're like in on like a lot of the secrets.
And that 33 number is this to show it's satanic. That 33 number is how old Jesus was when he died, and they call
Hmm.
him the deceiver and the imposter.
Yeah, and they seem to like always slip this number in various places when they talk about all their little agendas. So what
Artemis was going to orbit 33 times,
it
something
was,
like that.
they said it was circling the Earth 3 times and circling the Moon 3 times. Like, why? Why is that? And like, if you go and look, it's not just these moon and lunar stories. It's like all of the news stories. If you go and pay attention to them, they'll say that all the time. Like they'll say, this person showed up at, 2:33 or something, or the person was 33 years old, or they lived at 33 South
The
Central Street
Culture
or something.
Club loves numerology.
Well, so it's kind of like when they do these things, it's like they're putting out little like codes to themselves, like, look at what we're doing.
It's revealing the method.
Yeah, look what we did.
Look at what we can
And
do
it's
to
like
you.
this secret code that only we understand. So
I totally think that.
it's so possessed and
I
weird.
think so. Basically, what we're saying is NASA is a big money laundering operation.
Right.
All of their activities are bogus.
Yeah.
It's all a big front.
And I think the people that work there are either in on it and they're 33-degree Masons,
Mhm.
or they're total walkers. And they think that they're like building some,
They're severanced.
they're severanced. They're severanced. They think they're actually like working on some lunar thing.
Totally. Well, like
What
my
about,
grandpa did that.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Remember, my grandpa, he worked on optics that quote unquote went to the moon.
Yeah.
It's like, well, then
So it's like the atom bomb. story. Like every person supposedly had one little tiny job that was one aspect of it, and they didn't realize what the big picture was. But like, what about that guy who said he's an animator, an illustrator, and he works on the images of the moon? Like, doesn't he stop and think, that's interesting. Why am I working on images that I'm imagining?
Yeah,
Where are the photographs?
exactly.
You know what I mean?
He doesn't ask that.
He's either severanced, like, and he's a total walker, or he's in on it.
Well, we've
You
talked
know?
about that. Like, think about the dude who installs the canisters that spray chemtrails.
Exactly.
Every day he puts in a canister of these chemicals and
Hmm.
just goes, and then he gets home and his wife goes, "How was your day, honey?" And he goes, "Well," I mean, one of two things. He's going to go, "Well, I poisoned like millions of people,"
Yeah,
or he's going to go, "I don't know. What's for dinner?"
exactly.
I think it might be the latter.
Hmm.
I think they have probably severance is probably a drug induced 100%. They can just get you to totally not know what you did all day.
So maybe you think, like a lot of the people that work for companies like that, like the guys that fly those planes, or like NASA, do you think like when they get to work they get injected with like their soma that
That
they
or the other thing is they're triple M's to the P. They become psychopaths.
uh,
They become psychopaths that are happy to do the bidding,
mhm.
and I think that could be the case too.
Because they think they're gonna work their way up and be
Yeah.
like one of Satan's close minions.
So they're happy to do it.
Hmm.
And they get told probably, if you say anything, we'll kill you. And they go, no problem.
Well, that's part of the whole thing with the Masons. Like, I think, a lot of people are like, oh, my grandpa was a Mason or whatever. And they like had, fish fries on Friday nights and raised money for the orphanages. And I think like they do some of those things on the lower levels, and they present themselves as like, these do-gooders in the community, and they have their Mason Lodge
Legitimate.
legitimate. This is like their legitimate image for the town.
Yeah.
And then, but as people, I think they have people that are higher up, and they recognize who in this circle might fit in with their higher ups, and I think they
Yes.
groom
They
them.
profile.
Yeah, they profile and they groom them so that they kind of work their way up, and they probably tell them, oh, you're going to be in this elite group. And some of them like are receptive to that, and they want to be. But once you get up into those high levels, you have to, I think you have to sell your soul, and you
They could
sign.
probably blackmail you too.
Yeah, you have to.
Maybe you got to have sex with a kid on
Oh yeah,
video.
I think they do all kinds of horrible things, and they basically sign their life away, saying that they can't reveal the secrets.
Totally. That's what has to be going on because I think that you have to be totally gullible to believe that NASA is a legitimate space program and Artemis is a real plan.
Yeah,
You have to be completely gulping down the Kool-Aid for that
totally.
because you have to overlook blatant contradictions.
Yeah.
Like the most glaring contradiction is that for 50 years we lost the information.
That is so ridiculous. That is so ridiculous.
You have to just get over that. Just
Yeah.
go, whoa.
We're all holding computers in the palms of our hands now.
But they lost all that data.
They lost it. And even if they did lose it, like, was there an explosion or something at NASA where like the building with all the info just like got burned up? Even if that happened, like there was no, but there, out of all these smart people, these like, scientists and physicists and astronauts, none of them were able to like recreate it in 50 years.
No.
They created it in 1969, but like 50 some odd years later they can't recreate it. Like it's,
Plus, it's kind of like it's opaque.
yeah.
Everything's opaque.
It's like,
So, like, remember Admiral Byrd? He was given an interview,
yeah.
and they're like, we're gonna go ahead and cut to commercial." And then
Started to
they
go off the
calibrate him.
rails a
They
little bit.
go, "Excuse me, Admiral Byrd."
They come back from the commercial break, and he's like,
Yeah,
never mind.
they're like, "Admiral Byrd, we told you zero data is the policy. You give zero data about Antarctica." And I think Buzz Aldridge, he probably comes back and same thing.
Hmm.
You give zero data.
Hmm.
So he can't come back and talk about any specific things.
Right.
And if he goes off the plantation, they go, let's go ahead and cut to commercial.
Yeah.
So that's how they do it.
Hmm.
They have this whole narrative and it's airtight. It's kind of like the Porge Boyd.
Right.
Porge Boyd. So, like, anybody who is red pilled is gonna see Porch Boyd and go, that dude had a fentanyl overdose while being handled with kid gloves by the cops.
Yeah, he was sitting in the back seat all by himself saying that he couldn't breathe.
I can't breathe. Well, you can't breathe because you're having a fentanyl overdose, dude.
Yeah.
So that was a perfect example of people will believe the airtight narratives.
Right.
Because even 2 weeks after the body cam footage came out about Porch Boyd, you had Nancy Pelosi taking a knee in
Right.
the like in the mezzanine.
Yeah, with her like African costume that she was wearing.
You know what was funny about that was she also couldn't get back up. Did you see that?
She needed all back
She goes, and then she takes a knee,
not again.
and she was like a Skeksis. She went to get up, and she was like, "Oh, ah!" And then like her aide had to come and help her up. But I think
Maybe
that's
she
how
was drunk.
she was. She's such an old gremlin. I don't think she can get up.
Yeah,
I'm surprised she got on her knee. She probably injured her knee by doing that.
I know.
But the point is you have to be completely drunk on the Kool-Aid because anybody who watched the video is going to go, dude, that guy got handled with kid gloves. He had a fentanyl overdose. But they're going to come out and say, no, 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 no. He was targeted because he was black.
Hmm.
And we be holding down the blacks. So that's kind of the similar thing with NASA.
Yeah,
I think that's why they have animators.
totally.
They probably have writers,
Oh yeah,
script writers.
it's all scripts. Well, they had all the remember when the all the pretty girls went up to the I don't know, I guess they didn't make it all the way to the moon, but remember Katy Perry and who else was on that trip?
Katy Perry was on it. I remember
There
her.
was some other girls on
There,
that trip.
Katy Perry was so stupid. She goes,
They
so
were
like,
taking selfies.
uh, so you're going up. So like, let me just kind of suspend my disbelief for a second.
Okay.
And so, according to the video that Katy Perry posted, I'm supposed to believe that she went up in one of these cool rockets.
Hmm.
I think it was an Amazon rocket or something.
Hmm.
So she's going into orbit.
Yeah.
And instead of looking out the window and scoping it out and going higher than you've ever gone in life and observing it, she's doing a selfie the whole time. And her
Yeah.
hair is like sticking up and her face is all going like this. And I was thinking, dude, that was Star Tours.
Totally. I think that was revealing the method too, because I think what they were showing us is, look, these pop stars and actresses are going to go up to the moon, and like in a few years, this is going to be accessible to everyone.
This is going to be
You
what
know,
you're going to get to do. You'll
yeah,
be like Katy Perry.
yeah, because they come out with like the fads and the trends
She's an
first.
influencer.
Yeah, and then like a couple years later, regular people can start doing this stuff.
That makes sense. So she was early Artemis.
Yeah.
So she was like, I'm doing Artemis before it's called Artemis.
Hmm.
So, but see, she probably went out to Simi Valley.
Yeah. That sounds like the name of like a cologne, doesn't it?
Artemis
Artemis.
by
They'll
Calvin
probably have
Klein.
like some like a picture of like an astronaut with his shirt off. He'll be all like studly. He's like standing on the with like moon pants, and he's like holding the cologne and he's like
I could totally
smelling
see
really
that.
nice.
Like he's the only dude that goes to the moon, and all he has is moon pants and a helmet, but he's shirtless on
Yeah.
the moon. He's just cruising around with his pecs.
You know which other image I can't get out of my mind since we started this conversation? The family dog on the moon trip.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm picturing
With the little helmet.
Yeah, and it's funny because when we did our first NASA episode, I put out an Instagram post and I did like a little mini movie, and it's got the it's got the dog digging a hole in the moon. It's like I dig it, but I can just picture like people going on these little vacations and bringing their dog and like making them wear some
Totally.
little helmet, or
Totally.
maybe they'll say, oh, we're going to inject you with this special injection and it's going to help you so you can breathe on the moon.
That's what they'll do.
We've done something to the air here, so it's totally safe. You don't have to wear a helmet, and the dog doesn't have to wear a helmet.
People will totally
Everybody can
submit to
breathe.
that.
Yeah.
They'll be like, okay, well, you're gonna go to the moon, so we're gonna have to get you ready.
Yeah.
So the first thing we're gonna do, here's some big shawarma.
Yeah, we're gonna inject you.
Yeah. Then after that, that's pretty much the preparation.
There's a bunch of holes there where they just dump the
Exactly.
bodies.
You know what it makes me think of is, remember we did that episode on Costco? And I was
Yeah.
talking about how, Costco could have, like, Jamaica vacations,
Yeah.
but, when you go to Costco, they just go, "Right this way, Jamaica vacation's back here," and you
Yeah.
go, "Wait, that's weird," and all they do is, like, give you a pill,
Yeah.
and then you just disassociate that you go to Jamaica in the back of Costco.
Yeah. And they give you like a gallon of Mai Tai.
Totally.
And they charge you $10,000 for this family vacation, but actually it only cost them like $2.50.
You just got, like, a big drink of big shawarma and
Yeah.
then hallucinated. What if they have those, like, facilities all throughout the United States? So,
Mhm.
like, in Ohio, there's, like, big facilities where Ohio people can go, and you can go to the moon from here.
Yeah.
There's a
We have a moon station right here.
Just come here. Here, but you gotta be prepared. So, everybody would probably submit to it if you told them, like, the prerequisite to go to the moon is you gotta take your big shawarma.
Yeah, because you don't want to catch any cooties from ET, and also you want to be able to breathe.
These
So
are
we
vaccines.
have a Maxine that'll like it adapts the oxygen in your blood from the
Exactly.
no oxygen out there, and so you can actually breathe moon air.
Exactly.
It's moon air.
It's the Maxine Waters.
Max,
These will help you to breathe up there.
totally.
So anyways, what they probably are gonna do is they're gonna how easy would it be to convince people that in order to go up there, you're gonna need this?
Oh,
You
totally.
could die up there.
Yeah.
So people will go, "Okay, okay."
Oh, and by the way, I hope you are up to date on your cooties
You
boosters.
have to have all your cooties.
Yeah, because we can't be spreading cooties to the ETs either.
You gotta have all your cooties, and you gotta be taking your big shawarma. So that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna have a prerequisite, and people are gonna disassociate that they went to the moon.
Hmm.
And then they're gonna come back and tell their friends and neighbors.
And they're gonna be like, "It was so cool,"
Oh my
if they
god.
make it back.
What if there's they might just get exterminated.
Yeah.
Oh, that and then that'll be the story. It'll be like,
We lost these 5,000 people in this
well,
latest
no.
excursion.
Well, they'll have that too. Like, well, the rocket blew up.
Yeah,
No, there was
but
5,000
that
people on it.
was just a rare incident.
Oh, that's what they'll probably do. When they wanna start really culling the useless eaters, they'll have, like, "Okay, the next rocket is about to take off, and it holds 5,000 people." So they'll just do 5,000 people at a time
Yeah.
just getting exterminated in
They
Simi
gotta
Valley.
make it big numbers to make it worth their while.
Meanwhile, it's just a big ditch in Simi Valley, they
Yeah.
just chuck them in.
Throw them into even the poor dogs.
But every once in a while, what they'll do is they'll have somebody come back,
Yeah,
and
so they can, like, rave about it.
their testimonial will be like, "Oh my god, we went up there, we went to the new gift shop on the
But
moon. I got this shirt."
you know who those people will be? They'll be like the crisis actors.
Yes,
They'll be the David
David Hogg.
Hoggs. They'll come back and they'll like go to the press conference and they'll like announce it and say how wonderful it was, but really they're just paid actors.
How about, there's a gift shop on the moon, and they
Mhm.
come back with their shirt
Yeah,
that says, "I went to the moon and all I got was this shirt," you
yeah,
know?
totally. Or they'll be like, "I love the moon," like
Yeah.
instead of "I love New York."
"I heart the
Yeah.
moon," and that's what it's gonna be, and then they're gonna brag,
Mhm.
and Katy Perry's gonna brag, and she's like,
Totally.
"I've been there."
It'll be like a Keeping Up with the Joneses kind of thing. Like,
Yes.
honey, did you hear the Smiths went to the moon on their
Oh
vacation?
my
I really wish
god.
we could do that.
Yeah. "How come you haven't paid the 30 grand yet, honey?" But then the other thing they could do is they could have that, but then they could also have just, uh Project Bluebeam fear porn.
Totally.
And they can be like, "No, no, no, no. You first of all, now that ET is here, you have to take these vaccines
Mhm.
because these are the ET vaccines,
These,
and those are gonna disassociate you."
yeah.
And then they're gonna go, "You know what? We're gonna need you to evacuate your Ohio home and go to the moon."
It's safe there.
Okay, so what is the white pill?
White pill. Um, I don't think that we went to the moon before, and I don't think we're on our way back there this
No,
time either. And I don't think it's a good idea to uh, buy an expensive vacation to the moon.
don't fall for it.
Just go to Hawaii.
Don't fall for it.
Or if you really like that setting, take a trip to Joshua Tree.
There you go.
There you go.
I mean, it feels like the moon.
Moonlight.
It's totally moonlight.
Yeah,
So that's one thing. So don't fall for that. And then how about until further notice, we don't fund NASA.
I like that.
We just cut off funding for that.
Yeah.
And we say, you know what? I don't believe that that's real. So I'm not giving my taxpayer dollars to
Yeah.
that.
not only do I not believe that's real, but even if it was real, like, how is that benefiting us?
Yeah,
There's stuff here that we need first.
I don't need like, even if it was real, you're right.
Yeah.
Do I feel like, you know what? My life is not complete until I take a trip to the moon.
Yeah.
Even if it was totally safe and normalized, I probably wouldn't go.
No,
I don't want to go there.
I wouldn't want to go there either.
So I think the white pill is push back on these narratives.
Hmm.
And if we can take our government back, let's stop funding these things.
Yeah. How about like a pushback, which would be like, we don't believe this. This is ridiculous. These
Totally.
stories are ridiculous. They're fairy tales. This whole moon thing, I don't know. To me, it's no more realistic than like,
Disneyland.
well, than like some of the stories we were told as children
Yeah,
that we believed in. You
totally.
know what I mean?
Santa Claus,
Well,
Easter Bunny.
I believe in Santa Claus and Easter Bunny, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's like fairy tales.
Fairy tales.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's not real.
Yeah.
So that's what I think is the white pill for this one is push back on these narratives. Don't fund these things and don't fall for the lies. And then also be aware of this being a revealing of the method for the next stage of the control plan.
Right. So
This could be pre Operation Bluebeam.
remember the episode that we did that where we talked about how every major event is
Preceded.
is preceded by some other event. So an event happens that they hype up and and that leads to, it's sort of like the planning phase for the next event that they really want. Like we talked about the Me Too movement.
Me too.
It was a whole way of getting this cancel culture in
Let's
place.
unpack that because
Yeah.
I think that pertains to this industry.
Yeah.
So what I was saying there was Harvey, the big fat hairy walrus that rolls over on actresses.
Mm.
He was preceding cooties.
Hmm.
And it's weird to think of it like that, but Harvey preceded cooties.
Yes.
Why? Because Harvey was such a degenerate scumbag that they could make him into a straw man and they could do something that was unprecedented up until that time.
They
What
have
was that?
they first of all, they have no problem running one of their own under the bus
They don't.
if it suits their agenda. But
Cancel
it
culture.
was cancel culture.
So they
And that
canceled
was an
him.
important part of the playbook for cooties.
That's right. Because people are terrified of being canceled
Yeah.
because you're going to lose your Tesla, you're going to lose your mortgage, you're not going to be able to keep up with the Joneses, and
Right.
people are terrified of that and they'll do anything. So that was how Me Too preceded cooties.
Yeah.
Artemis might precede Operation Bluebeam,
I think that's a great theory.
you know?
Hmm.
So they're kind of planting seed.
Yeah. So just, yeah, I think we need to keep in mind that all of the major events um, precede something else on the agenda, on their plan.
That's the white pill. They don't show you anything without having a reason that they're showing this to you.
Exactly.
Anything else?
That was a fun trip.
That was a fun little trip.
Yeah.
Now
It was far
we're
out.
coming back in for the landing.
That was far out.
That was far out. I'm a lunatic now.
You are. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Bye.